5 Ways to Maintain Your Results After BBL by Massage by Camry. Health, wealth, beauty, and self. Let's get into it.
Mindfully Fabulous podcast. We are coming back to talk about everything from health, wealth, beauty, and self. We are going to talk about tips on entrepreneurship because many of you know I've been an entrepreneur for many years. I've had wins, I've had fails, I have a lot to share. Also, we're going to talk about mental health because I share my mental health journey. We're going to talk about how that correlates to family life, relationship life. But back to entrepreneurship, if there's like a side hustle that you're trying to turn into your main hustle, or if you're trying to monetize a hobby, this is going to be a good podcast for you. Also, I am going into more instructing for body sculptors, so a lot of the tips are going to be catered to body instructors, body workers, massage therapists, people in the beauty industry. I'm going to talk a lot about clientele. So if you are in the beauty industry and you are side hustle or trying to be an entrepreneur, this podcast is for you. And like I said, I am going to talk about basic health issues from my background as a massage therapist as well. We'll have topics talking about a lot of things. So this is just episode 1. And I'm trying to keep it casual here, so sorry if I'm talking too much. But yeah, I just wanted to say welcome. Okay. So today on the Mindfully Fabulous podcast, we are going to talk about how you can maintain your results after getting a BBL. This is going to be good information for body sculptors to help your client maintain their results after getting a BBL. And also, if you have gotten a BBL or if you're thinking about getting one, these are going to be wonderful tips on how to maintain your results. This topic came up because unfortunately in my career, I've seen a lot of people lose their results. They get surgery. And just so you know, if you don't know what a BBL is, it's the Brazilian butt lift. It's when you get the liposuction to your abdomen and you get it transferred to your buttocks. It's the tummy flat, booty fat look that everybody wants. That phrase is what I use. It is the look we all want. We all want a flat stomach. We all want a fat booty. So, I mean, nothing wrong with wanting that. The BBL is one way to get it. But what people need to realize is that once you get surgery, you're not done. It's not just one and done. A lot of people go get that surgery. They spend the money. They're taking the time off work. The recovery time, the healing process is very complicated. And they're not putting thought. They're not being intentional in the aftercare and the lifestyle change that's needed once you get this surgery. So I am here with 5 tips on how you can be intentional on maintaining or enhancing your results after you're getting a BBL, or how, if you're a body sculptor or a massage therapist or a cosmetologist who takes these post-surgery clients, how you can help your clients maintain their results after getting a BBL is by talking to them about these 5 tips. Okay, number 1 is diet. Diet is always number 1 in beauty, in health, because like they say, you are what you eat. And we really are, okay? So if you're getting a BBL, you got this liposuction or a tummy tuck to your abdomen, and you got the new fat in your buttocks. They do say to feed the fat, okay? But you don't want to feed it with fast food, okay? You don't want to be going out to these expensive restaurants eating all the calories that were just sucked out. You want to be intentional, okay? So before you get this surgery, or like I said, if you're talking to your clients, you need to be asking them, what is your diet? What is your grocery list? It should be high protein, high vegetable while you're healing. Okay, we're thinking fish, we're thinking chicken, we're thinking turkey. You kind of want to stay away from the red meat. Stay away from the pork. You want to have a clean diet. We're thinking spinach, broccoli, Brussels sprouts, cabbage. Throw the carrots and corn in there. Make it colorful. You want to think of clean, lean proteins and green leafy vegetables. Okay, so when we are deciding on what our diet's going to be while we're healing from this BBL, okay, protein, vegetables. Now, after the healing, okay, some of the sugars might come back because you want to be careful with those smoothies. A lot of hidden sugar there. When we come back to these, habits that we might have of getting the potato chips or drinking a little pop or something like that, you want to try to get on a routine that will help you be conscious of your diet. So the two ways that have helped me were, number one, intermittent fasting, and number two were calorie counting. When you count calories, you're held accountable. Okay, counting, accountable. When you plan out your day, and there are many apps that can do it, there are many planners that can do it, there are trainers that can help you, but when you say, okay, I'm going to eat this many calories for the day, and my meals are broken down into this many calories, and so then when you go to grab that honey bun and you look and you're like, how many calories is this? This takes up how many calories of the day? It's like a budget, the way you budget your money. You budget your calories and you have a cutoff amount, okay? So counting calories can help you be more conscious of what you're eating without telling you what to eat. Because I don't like diets that tell me what to eat. Even though I'm saying high protein, high vegetable, you see that I'm not saying, oh, Monday this, Monday, Tuesday that, whatever. Like, I still like to eat what I like to eat, okay? So my two options are ways that you're not being told what exactly to eat, okay? So counting calories is number one. Number two is intermittent fasting. Times of day to eat. When you fast, your body's burning that fat. And there's a whole scientific process on fasting that you can look up if you find one of these apps or these coaching devices that help. I've read up on it before. And sometimes they have you eating from like 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. you can eat. And then from 6 p.m. to 10 a.m. overnight, which most of the time you're sleeping, your body isn't fasting. So the science of that is very helpful to losing weight. When I did it, I lost several pounds a week, and I was taking the weekends off, and I was eating from 10 a.m. to 6 p.m. Some people do 10 p.m. to 8 p.m. But either way, two options: intermittent fasting, calorie counting. There are a lot of other ways. The point is to have a plan. Even if you don't take my ideas, and like I said, if you're a body sculptor or a service provider, then you can even have some options as to what your clients what kind of plan they can be on, what kind of diet they can be on. But you just want to be conscious of your diet after getting a BBL. You don't just want to wing it. I don't want to see you in the Wendy's and McDonald's line. I don't want to see you at Red Lobster getting those cheddar biscuits. Not right now. And then also, I shouldn't even have to say it, no smoking, no drinking. Okay, at least 6 weeks after surgery, no alcohol. That will ruin your results because it causes you to swell so much. Okay? Okay. Number two is coming up with your workout plan. Okay. So the first 6 weeks after surgery, you're not working out. You might be doing a little walking, but you're resting, you're in your faja, you're getting your massages, you're eating clean, not at the gym yet. By the time you get to that 6 weeks, if you've been doing what you're supposed to do as far as massages and compressing and things like that, you should be ready to work out. Once you work out, you want to think about core strengthening workouts and like flexibility training. Okay, you don't want to do high cardio because that will burn the fat of your new buttocks and or your new boobs, wherever you got the fat transfer. Um, and you also don't want to overdo it with the weights because number one, you're not gonna feel up to it, and number two, that's not the look you're going for. Okay, if you're flat tummy, if you're tummy flat, booty fat, that's what you're going for, then calisthenics is your number one, which is yoga, which is Pilates, which is using your own body weight to tone and lean and to build muscle. And that's going to be your best bet. So you want to think about your workout before getting surgery. And like I said, if you're talking to your clients about this, you want to be telling them that this is something they need to plan now while they're in recovery, because once regular life happens, once you go back to work, once you go back to school, or picking up and dropping off your kids from school or whatever, once you don't have the help after the healing process, you want to have already thought about how you're going to set aside that time to work out. The wonderful thing that I love specifically about yoga myself and Pilates and stuff like that is 20 minutes a day goes a long way. I know that rhymed. Cool. 20 minutes a day goes a long way. So with yoga, with Pilates, with calisthenics, holding that plank, doing push-ups, things like that, you can do it from home. And 15, 20 minutes a day, that's all you need. You don't have to be in the gym running on the treadmill for 2 hours a day. Okay, that's not the kind of workouts that we're thinking of. We're thinking of taking some time to yourself, gym or home, to do these workouts where you're building core strength, you're working on the flexibility of your spine, and most of the weight-bearing movements of your lower body are going to keep your buttocks nice and firm, nice and plump, which is what we want, right? Stomach flat, booty fat. So think yoga, think Pilates, core strengthening, flexibility training. We don't want to do high cardio. We don't want to do high weights. And yeah, we want to plan it before we're done with our recovery, because once you get back into regular life, you're going to be too busy to then join a gym or then buy your yoga mat and figure out who you're following on YouTube to do these things. And like I said, so there are so many apps, there are so many people on YouTube showing you how to do beginner yoga, beginner Pilates, beginner calisthenics training. I don't have a specific person out there. The important part is that you do something, just like with the diet. I'm not going to tell you which diet to choose. I'm just going to say pick something. So even with workout, pick a workout, pick a routine that you're going to have, and go from there. Okay, so the third way that you can maintain or enhance your BBL results, or tell your clients to, is the fun part, the body sculpting. Body sculpting is very new to the world, and it's not going anywhere. Once you get cosmetic surgery, you're going to be open to the world of body sculpting. You're going to hear words like wood therapy, ultrasonic cavitation, lymphatic drainage, and nowadays the list goes on and on, because this is a new trend to maintain your weight, manage your weight, body grooming. It's new spa treatments, and they're not going anywhere. And there are new body sculptors training every day. So now that you have been introduced to the cosmetic world, you're now going to be introduced to the body sculpting world. And it's something you should embrace, because most of these technologies are going to help you either enhance or maintain your BBL results. So I'm just going to talk about a few. Number one is the tape method. It's when you use calisthenic tape to retract your skin naturally. And naturally means without any technology, I guess, without any lasers, or aside from liposuction and things like that. It came from when women after pregnancy would bind their stomachs with either tape or different or different things around the house back then to try to get your skin to retract during the healing process. So it does work without surgery, but after surgery is when it works the most. Going to CVS and Walmart is not what you want to do. You don't want to use the KT tape that's there because it will break you out. You want to go to a service provider who is buying this tape wholesale from a professional athletic company or a healing company. They're using their professional license to get it wholesale. Sometimes you can see some brands on Amazon. One that I've used is Rock Tape on Amazon. I've seen it in smaller amounts, but usually I was buying it in bulk from the wholesaler. So when it comes to tape, the type of tape matters, okay? So when you use the tape method, that is to retract your skin if you have loose skin, which can happen after liposuction. Tummy tuck, not so much, but the tape method can still help with bruising and mobility. It's still optional. But with liposuction, because there's no way to tighten the skin after they suck the fat out, you might want to think about getting a tape method during your healing process. And you can tape right away. You can get your massages over the tape. Number 2 is wood therapy, which is one of my favorites. You're using the wood rollers around your waist. I call it 360 snatch. I don't use it right after surgery because you're usually very sore. But about 4 weeks after surgery, you can start using it. Some people think that's early. For me, it just depends on my client. But the 360 snatch is where I'm smoothing out that hourglass figure on your stomach, draining that fluid. It's a little bit more aggressive than my hands, than the regular lymphatic drainage massage. It's still draining, but it's shaping you and it's toning you. It does wonderful things. And then the wood therapy that you can get that plumps up an area with the cupping method is the non-invasive butt lift. It's to shape the buttocks. If that fluff fairy has not hit in, if you don't know what the fluff fairy is, ask somebody. If the fluff fairy has not set in, and your butt is not the shape that you want it to be when you get to week 8 or week 9, you can use wood therapy to plump up the butt. And that is one of my most popular body sculpting services that I offer. Is everybody wants that butt to be shaped. So it does work outside of surgery, but especially after surgery, if the fluff fairy does not bless you the way you wanted it to, you can use wood therapy to reshape. And then the third one I'm going to talk about is ultrasonic cavitation. It is a mini ultrasound machine that is turned way down, but it's turned up enough to burst the superficial fat cells and tighten the skin with the RV light that is also attached to it. So a lot of times, like I know with the RV chin lipo, people love to use that RV to tighten the skin under there to get that turkey neck. Like I said, even without surgery, that's a big area. Under the arms, inner thighs, and of course stomach, you can burst the superficial fat cells and tighten the skin. Really in any area. Stomach is the most popular. Like I said, inner thighs, inner arms, turkey neck, the back, get those rolls. You can use cavitation to do any of those things. So after surgery, even if you don't have to use any of these things for the healing process, a lot of times what people will do is if they're planning a vacation or if they're planning a party and they just want to look super snatched and super right, then they will schedule a package for body sculpting 3 to 4 weeks beforehand just to get right for their event. So we'll do, whatever makes the tummy flat, whatever makes the booty fat. Okay? With cavitation, wood therapy, tape, you have the vacuum therapy, you have the sauna bag now, you have different injections people do. The body sculpting world is growing. I only named a few things, but once you're introduced to the body sculpting world, it's something you want to hang on to. Number 4 thing to do to maintain or enhance your results after getting a BBL is waist training. So people know to wear faja. Some people don't know how long to. That's what I'm going to talk about. So right when you get surgery, a lot of times they're putting you in a binder or some kind of compression garment. The BBL faja colombiana, because that's just where they're made, is the best option for compression after surgery. So when you leave the hospital, you should leave in a compression garment, because that fluid is painful. It can cause stiffness. You don't want to get an infection. You don't want to get scar tissue. You don't want to get a blood clot. You don't want to get, you know, a seroma. I don't know if I said that already. You don't want to get any of those things. So you want to try to contain this fluid right away, because the fluid is coming as a response to the traumatic experience of liposuction that you just got. So the fluid comes day one, right away. So from day one, you want to be compressing with this BBL faja. A lot of times the problem is that once that faja gets too big, because you're shrinking, a lot of people don't know what to do next. The next thing to do is to either buy a stage 2 faja that fits you a little better, or buy some fabric with the clips to keep pulling in. You want to keep your waist compressed. Foams, boards are necessary, especially a backboard, to keep that fluid off your back, because that fluid on your back can be very painful. You want to have a good backboard that has the diamond at the bottom, the indentation for the spine. You want a good backboard. It's uncomfortable, but not having it is way less comfortable, okay? And then foams on the sides, a good stomach board to keep just the shape of everything super flat. After the faja training, you can do that for 6 weeks. After 6 weeks, you can do 12 hours on, 12 hours off, or you can just switch to 8 hours of waist training. Now, a waist trainer, you want to be careful. You don't want to go so far into waist training that you're going into corset training, where you're like bending and breaking your ribs to try to get this small waist. We're not talking about that. We're just talking about your medium waist trainer that may have little bones in it, might have a Velcro strap, might have a zipper, might have some clips. Like I said, I don't have a specific one to tell you to buy, or faja. I don't have a specific vendor to tell you to buy from. What I'm just saying is to have one. Is whether you go on Amazon. I do like the company called She's Wasted. If you type in faja colombiana online, there are a lot of private companies, and like I said, ones that are just on Amazon. Look very carefully at the size chart and just get a garment. Don't stress. Like, get the one you can afford. If there's one that's custom to your size, you can try it. I've heard good and bad things about custom sizing from online vendors when you're not there in person to try it out. And even on Amazon, you're just looking at the size chart. So as long as you're compressing something, the only way to manage that fluid outside of massages is compressing. And so you want to be compressing 24 hours at least for the first 6 weeks. You're taking it off to wash it, you're taking it off to shower, that's fine. But you are going to be sleeping in it. You are going to be walking around in it. If you're going back to work, you're going to be wearing it under there. Going to the bathroom in it is a pain, but you have to do it because you got this surgery. You don't want to ruin your results, okay? So faja training is totally necessary, very important. You can switch to a waist trainer after 6 weeks, and even after the 12 weeks, you know, because with my methods, I say that the healing process is about 3 months if you do your due diligence. Even after that 3 months, waist training is great, because liposuction doesn't always suck all the fat. You don't always get as small as you want. So you want to continue to enhance the results that the doctor gave you. Waist training is one. But like I said, this is topic number 4. This waist training and faja wearing and things, it goes along with everything else. Your diet. what workout you're going to have, what body sculpting techniques you're going to use. Compressing is just a part of the pie. Okay, so before you get surgery, think about what method of compression you're going to use. Research companies. If you're talking to your clients, make sure they are compressing. Even as a body sculptor, I've sold waist trainers and fajas at one point, and faja leggings and things like that. It was very good to do because my clients were using it. So compressing is number 4. Number 5 way to maintain or enhance your BBL results is lymphatic massages right after surgery. The first 10 days, getting a massage every day is great. If you can stay as close to your doctor as possible, those first 7 to 10 days, if you go out of town, yes, you need to stay in that city 7 to 10 days so that you can get a massage every day, so that you can be seen by your doctor, so that you can get the most optimal care after your surgery. You don't want to be running back to your city and you don't have someone set up. If you have to come home sooner, have a post-surgery care specialist ready within those first 10 days. You want to be getting a massage every day. And a lot of times it's the invasive kind where the fluid is coming out. They're very painful, very messy. Yeah, I don't do those. The people who do, more power to you. They are necessary to get, but not my forte. My technique is the non-invasive lymphatic drainage massage. It's where you're pushing the fluid into the colon so that it can come out in your bowels, and when you use the restroom, it's the more natural way that your body wants to expel this fluid. I've been doing it my entire time that I've been a licensed therapist. I took the training to work on pregnant women and cancer patients, and it ended up being wonderful for post-surgery care, cosmetic clientele as well. So I've been doing it for years. Worked wonders. The schedule that you want to do once you're getting the non-invasive massages is 24 massages in 12 weeks. The first 4 weeks, month 1, you're doing 3 massages a week, okay? Month 2, the second 4 weeks, you're doing 2 massages a week. And then month 3, the third 4 weeks, you're doing 1 massage a week. And even then, it might be body sculpting by then. You might be doing wood therapy. You might be doing cavitation by then. So in this 24 massages, 12-week span, you're avoiding blood clots, you're avoiding scar tissue, you're avoiding a seroma, you're avoiding infection. You're getting the like I said, fluid is pain, it's stiffness, it's the bruising. All of that is so imperative to your healing, and the massages are doing all of that, even the non-invasive ones specifically. Now, when somebody gets Lipo 360, I give them 60-minute massages. Many people, when they first meet me, before they get the massage, they're like, oh my goodness, that's gonna hurt so bad. No. Side note, if you take my training on lymphatic drainage, you learn how to give a lymphatic massage without making it hurt. My massages do not hurt. I specialize in comfort. And when I teach continuing education to massage therapists, certify people in post-surgery care for body sculpting, then I am teaching you my methods of not hurting your client, specializing in comfort, and giving them real relief in that 60 minutes of abdominal and back massage. So those are the massages that I'm giving: 60-minute massages 3 times a week, then 2 times a week, then 1 time a week for a span of 12 weeks. And usually when people are done, by the time the 10-12 week mark, we might even be doing a full body massage by then, because they feel good. They feel ready to live life. They feel ready to show off their results. Their stomach is super flat. There's no fluid on their back. A lot of times the wood therapy, the drainage from the wood therapy has helped just smooth them out, give them that hourglass figure. Sometimes we do wood therapy to the buttocks to shape that butt, you know, depending on if the fluff fairy blessed them or not. Each person's recovery is different. But planning your massages is imperative. You should not wait until after your surgery to schedule your massages. Schedule your massages before your surgery, at least the first month full. And I'm serious, because if you're a body sculptor, massage therapist, cosmetologist, esthetician, whoever, if you specialize in post-surgery care, you know that your books are filling up fast, and people book by the month because normally we have packages. So if you're planning on getting a surgery, plan your massages right after you buy your plane ticket to whatever city you're getting your surgery at. Or if you're getting your surgery in town, you need to be seeing your massage therapist within that first 10 days of getting surgery. So something to think about. And if you're talking to your clients about this, please, please, please stress to them how important it is to get lymphatic drainage massages to your post-surgery care. It affects your results. You don't want to waste your money. You want to get the results you want. You want the tummy flat, booty fat look. You want to look snatched. So you got to get your massages. So in all, we covered the 5 ways to maintain your results after getting a BBL. Number 1, diet. Number 2, plan your workout with core strength and flexibility training. Number 3, embrace body sculpting. Number 4, embrace compressing, waist training. You're going to use it. And number 5 is post-surgery care, getting your post-surgery massages. So I hope these tips were helpful to everyone. If you are planning on getting a surgery, if you've gotten surgery before, if you just got surgery, or if you're a body sculptor who's helping your clients, let's be intentional about these 5 areas before you get your surgery. Failing to plan is planning to fail. Okay, did I say that right? So yeah, planning to fail is failing, whatever. I said it right the first time. So yeah, you don't want to not plan these things and then be surprised when you've invested in your body. This is an investment in your body. You don't want to waste your time. You don't want to waste your money. You want to look good. All 5 of these areas matter. All right, see you guys later.